be, telling names, about other guys, and all this stuff. It's just like you can't be that. You can't be that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we look like we're running a little bit late, so we'll try and get the Mad Barber on. It is 9:31 at this point, but hey, if we can't, we'll still talk about the Canelo and Triple G fight, and I'll give you my viewpoints on it. But KD, I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to say. I'm speechless. It still baffles me. It baffles me. It's like going out there and robbing a bank, and you do it on Facebook Live and you send the shout outs. That's what it's equivalent to. It's just like you wanted to get yourself, in trouble. Raider Kev said that shows you how weak he is. He had rights to leave OKC. He is weak. Raider Kev, I'm not going to say that, but that's what you said. So I'm just letting the people know, on it. He said he had rights to leave OKC. He is weak. And that's one point that you are absolutely right about that, Raider Kev, is that he had every right to go work wherever it is that someone would employ him. That's nothing that should be held against him, on that. But yeah, it's crazy that he did that. Speaking of right to work, Kyrie Irving bubbled up, showed up on First Take with Stephen A. and Max Kellerman and Molly, and you knew it's going down. They're about to start asking him these tough questions. They're going to, oh, wait a minute, it look like I got a call. That may be the Matt Barber, so we'll put that on pause and see if this is him. Hold on. Look like we lost him, so he'll probably call back in just a second. Give us a second and we'll do it. But yeah, we'll get into Kyrie Irving in just a second. We're going to see if the Matt Barber will call back to the phone line. But Kyrie Irving is going probably to have to deal with what he went through on First Take, more than one time, especially, when training camp starts. And October 17th, if I remember correctly, the Boston Celtics plays the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that week leading up, to that match, we're probably going to have to revisit, that. But to me, when I watched the interview, I may have had a little bit of a different, perspective, on it than maybe some other people. And we'll get into that, excuse me, in a little bit. I'm sorry. Excuse me. But again, we're going to try and get the Matt Barber on right now. He's going to try and call back in. Let's see if we can get this going. But ladies and gentlemen, when the Matt Barber calls back in, I'm going to save, what I got for him to the end, after we get out. Because if I bring it up early, he probably won't want to talk about, anything dealing with the fight or anything like that, and drop some jewels on us. So I'm gonna hold that, keep it in my pocket. Me and Lopan, we'll chill out, and then we'll get to it. So maybe what we'll do, we'll probably take a break for a second, get the Matt Barber on, and then we'll talk about this fight. So everybody relax for a second, and we'll play a couple drops, and then we'll come back. All right. Right.
Ladies, have you been experiencing tough times lately? Is your man not eating the potato salad the way he used to? Things a little stressful at work? Well, I'm sure your girls have told you that there's a new spot in town. So come on over to SME After Dark and allow me, Christopher Tracy, and the Honorable Deacon Aloysius Forever Love serve you up with some solutions to your problems in the Lonely Hearts Cafe.
If I tell you that I love you, then I love you. If I tell you that I trust you, then I trust you. But don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
What's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before. You gotta check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yo, this is your boy Key C from the
Kicking It With Key C show.
When I want to jam, I'm jamming with Queen Josie and DJ New as they're kicking those vibes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and sorry about that, but we're going to get the Mad Barber on here. He should be calling back in here in just a moment, so I appreciate you for, excuse me, for sitting through that with me, and I apologize. My voice is going out on me, so here's the Mad Barber. We got the Mad Barber. My Mad Barber, is that you on the phone?
That's me.
Yes.
What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, at this moment in time in history, I want to say everyone sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, because the Mad Barber, a.k.a. Wilfredo Alicia, is on the mic with us tonight, and we are going to talk about the fight. Yes, I was rhyming on that. That was a freestyle coming from your boy, and we will get right into this. So everyone knows, everyone watched the fight, everyone, however way they watched the fight, Facebook, Periscope, whatever it is, pay-per-view, however way you got to it, they got to it, and they watched the fight. So we're going to get right into some of these questions with the Mad Barber. So you were on last week, and you were giving us some valid information and some jewels, about how this fight will go down. So we're going to review this, and the first thing that we're going to talk about is, I asked you about, was this the fight, of the year? A lot of people kind of, said yes. I want to ask you, did the fight live up to the hype? We'll get into the decision and all that stuff later. Just the fight itself. Did it live up to the hype in your opinion, sir?
Did it live up to the hype? Honestly, I think it disappointed some folks. I guess everybody wanted the Mexican style fight, just sit in the middle of the ring and just go hand in hand. It just didn't go that way. I believe, and I believe I said this last week, Canelo just has too many tools in the shed to go ahead and just sit in front of the bigger, stronger guys such as Triple G. So did it live up to the hype? No, but it's still the best fight of the year.
Best fight of the year. Hey, that we'll take that, because anytime, Mad Barber, boxing is not what it used to be. But when we can get something good, we need to enjoy it while it's here, because you don't know when you're going to get it again. So we'll take that. So
I agree.
What I want to get into now is about, your positives that you had from that fight. I want to know what positives did both fighters, have that night, starting with Triple G.
Well, Triple G established his jab. He looked like a strong guy. He actually cut the ring well. That's pretty much all I can say. And as far as Golovkin, he threw a lot of punches. I mean, I knew that I didn't know he was going to be that kind of a volume puncher for the fight. So he actually did very well when it comes down to that.
Gotcha.
But as far as Triple G, that's definitely his pluses. He cut the ring off very well against Canelo. He established his jab, and he did very well with that.
And what did you have for Canelo Alvarez? What was his positive?
His positive was he was able to keep, Golovkin missing. He kept on making Triple G miss. He actually was able to take his punch, which was a big question, right? In the discussions building up to this fight. So when it comes to that, I mean, he actually put a lot of combinations together. I was surprised that Golovkin was that available to be hit. even on a counter. So it was good. He countered well. He moved well. And, but he still put his back to the rope, which I believe was a mistake, and allowed Triple G to actually, wail on him. So, but it was definitely a good fight, man. It was a good fight.
Yeah, and like you just said, I mean, everyone talks about Triple G's power, and I mean, I've seen him knock a guy out just by hitting him in the shoulder, and the guy was like, "Nah, I'm not getting back up." That was crazy. Yep. So, you're absolutely right. For Canelo Alvarez, to take those punches, and go 12 rounds, that is amazing itself. And speaking of, 12 rounds, now on Saturday's show, I was with you. I picked Canelo Alvarez to win this fight. I said it would go the distance, so it did go the distance. Yeah. I was just wrong about a little bit, and that was the outcome of the fight. I said it would be a split decision, but it did not play out that way. It was a draw. So my question to you, the scorecard was, 110 to 118, 115 to 113, and then the tie with 114 to 114. Were the judges kind of like all over the board with this one? Or, did they have valid, scorecards?
I had two of the judges had valid cards. That 118, 110, I honestly don't know what fight he was watching. But then again, there's been, I've watched the fight 3 times already since Saturday, and I just wanted to get the scoop. I mean, like, why is everybody tripping on about the decision? And I actually saw Golovkin miss a lot. He did throw a lot of punches, but Canelo did a great job at moving and just making him miss. So when it came down to it, the most significant punches, the punches that you could say right now by just watching the fight one time, you say, Golovkin hit Canelo one time with a good right on the ropes, and that was it. But I can remember Canelo hitting him to the body several times with several combinations. And, so the most significant punches were landed by Canelo. I can see how the judge would actually see Canelo because he was actually moving, boxing, and also hitting. It wasn't just chasing, and jabbing, which, Golovkin did because he was gun shy to me. I think he wasn't throwing that right hand like he wanted to because Canelo was moving and giving him angles, and he was getting countered. So that's another thing. I think that Canelo had the better level of fighters leading up to this fight instead of Triple G. Triple G did not have the, Miguel Cottos or the Mayweathers or the, those guys to actually prep him for this particular fight. And I think that showed in the fight. At the beginning, he didn't know what to do with Canelo moving. He thought he was just going to get a steady target to hit on, and it didn't happen that way. So when I saw the fight again, I just saw a lot of movement from Canelo, a lot of countering from Canelo, and, Triple G was just coming in with the jab and being gun shy with the right hand.
Yeah, and tagging on to that 118, 110, there was in the news today that judge, and I'm hoping I'm not destroying the young lady's name, but give me a second. I don't want to destroy it. I'm just gonna go with the last name, Bird, Mrs. Bird. No, I'm gonna say, you know what? Mm-hmm. Never mind. I went to school. I spent some time in college.
Penny, say something, Penny.
Adelaide Bird. That's who was the 118, 110. It came out today that she won't be judging UFC 216 after this whole Canelo Triple G, controversy. So maybe there is something, to it there, on it. It was even if it was another 115, 113 or 116, 114, just somewhere around there, but it was just kind of off. It just kind of sat over there, even, from the 114, 114, so, people are going to point, that out, going to the fight. So, you had Canelo, winning this fight, last week. So do you still think he won the fight, this past Saturday?
I'm gonna